Erik Paulson returning to the cage for the first time in 7.5 years against kickboxing legend Jeff Ford.
I'm sitting here watching these guys, some of them not really deserving to be in that ring. The fact that the amount of money that these guys are making today, I was like, wait a second, I got cheated. I was like a generation off.
This fight is going to be dictated by one punch, by one takedown, whatever the case may be. The fight will not go out of the first round.
Welcome to Dallas, Texas, a city that's always embraced the wide-open attitude. It's where a maverick can become a king. And one of the most famous residents of the Big D is Hdnet and Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban. And tonight he is making news by jumping into the red-hot sport of mixed martial arts. Welcome to the world premiere of Hdnet Fights. From downtown Dallas, this is the American Airlines Center. Good evening, everyone. Kenny Rice along with Olympic gold medalist Jeff Blatnick. We've been coming to you for many Friday nights talking about mixed martial arts action. Something special tonight as we're talking about a show that is put on and promoted by us, Hdnet. This is the start of Hdnet Fights. Of course, we talk about Mark Cuban, our boss, the owner of Hdnet, and the former champ Guy Mesger, who is putting this card together, Jeff.
And without question, Mark Cuban knows professional sport. Mark Cuban knows how to treat professional athletes. And the fighters are excited to get this kind of an opportunity to fight for Hdnet Fights.
Well, one thing that we're interested in, of course, all the fights tonight, but especially a very intriguing, actually mysterious main event that we have between Erik Paulson and Jeff Ford. Erik Paulson has not fought since April 15th, 2000. He is taking on Jeff Ford. We wouldn't consider him actually prolific himself in MMA, so you have to wonder what gives in this fight.
Well, Paulson was a great fighter, retired from Shudo in 2000, has trained many a great fighter, but he feels the itch. He wants to get back. The question is, could he knock the rust off? Ford, on the other hand, he is a world kickboxing champion in a couple different organizations. However, not too much MMA experience.
Well, Paulson is certainly very serious about this. As you mentioned, he's trained champs. He certainly knows what this is all about. He's told us many times this week. I kept sitting over there in the corner looking at other guys thinking, I could still do this. So after 7.5 years, at 41, he's going to do it. Meanwhile, you wonder about Jeff Ford. Now, Paulson looked great at the weigh-in yesterday. Ford's 20 pounds heavy coming into this fight. You wonder about his focus.
Well, you wonder about his mental state in that. What a great opportunity. What a wonderful way to set yourself up for a title, and you come in 20 pounds over. The big question is going to be, though, there's a contrast in these two fighters' styles. Paulson wants to fight on the ground, the master of 1,000 holds. Look for him to submit Ford. Where Ford, on the other hand, big, heavy hands. Signature, the big left hook.
Well, will that extra 20 pounds hurt Ford? Will 7.5 years of inaction hurt Paulson? We'll find out later. Meanwhile, standing by right now with Erik Paulson is Ron Kruk, our man on the MMA scene. Ron?
Thanks, Kenny. In 2000, President Bill Clinton was in office, and Erik Paulson fought in his last professional MMA bout. Erik, for 7 years, you have been training some of the sports superstars. Ken Shamrock, Josh Barnett, just to name a few. But tonight, it's all about your comeback. You've got to be dealing with a lot of different emotions right now.
I'm glad to be back. It's kind of a big relief to actually not be cornering guys and getting gray hair, actually getting out there and mixing it up. It's been in my blood, and I've actually missed it a lot, and it is a big emotion to come back in here to twist a neck again.
Well, you didn't pick an easy opponent to come back against as you're matched up against world champion kickboxer Jeff Ford. You guys have very different fighting styles. How do you see you two matching up?
He's a striker. He's going to try to take my head off and try to hurt me. I'm going to hit him. I've got great defense. I'm going to hit him, clinch, take him down, and finish him.
I know you like to tell some jokes to break the tension a little bit before fights. You got something for us tonight?
Well, I've been eating a lot of hamburgers and a lot of French fries for this fight. I'm really greasing up for this one. And I've been hunting the hills of Brea, looking for rattlesnake venom and pit bull semen to inject into my temples to get ready for this fight.
Well done, my friend. Thank you for the time. Kenny, Jeff, should be a good one. Back to you.
Thanks, Ron. Let's go up to Lupe Contreras for the introduction of our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd be so kind to please rise as we pay tribute to our nation, as well as our troops abroad with the singing of the national anthem. Doing the honors Introducing the lead singer of the Landon Band, Billboard Magazine's leading independent band on the West Coast, and also one of the finalists of the Music World Series. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Dallas's own Landon Dunning.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Now let's get ready for the first fight of the night.
I'm David Roberts from Tishomingo, Oklahoma.
I'm Chris Bowles from Dallas, Texas.
My strength is definitely my striking, and I'm going to try to keep it up on my feet.
Yeah, I'm going to take it to him. I'm going to be aggressive, pound, standing, pound on my feet, pound on the ground, whatever it takes.
Tonight I'm going to get out there, I'm going to push the pace, I'm going to try to break him, I'm going to try to break his heart. I'm just going to push, and until I get him, I will get him.
Blue corner, David Roberts.
David Roberts on his way to the cage. He's out of Tishomingo, Oklahoma. We know as much about the town as we do Roberts. A bit of a wild card here. He does brag about the fact, though, that he makes short work of his opponent or they make short work of him. He has never gone into the second round.
Red corner, Chris Bowles.
Here's Chris Bowles. There's no doubt about it. Chris Bowles would like to keep this fight on the mat. All of his wins have come via submission, and he has been a very aggressive, active fighter in the last 3 months. As we take a look now at the tail of the tape between these lightweights and Chris Bowles, we have seen him fight before here on Hdnet. He was very impressive his last time out. He's on a 3-fight win streak coming in. Let's get the official introductions and back to the ring and Lupe Contreras.
The judges scoring this bout are Ray Hawkins, Doug Lord, and Mike Mitchell. Our referee in charge of the bout, Henry the Hammer Evans. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He steps into the ring wearing black trunks trimmed in white and weighing in at an official 154 pounds. He is a boxer and wrestler with a mixed martial arts record consisting of 3 victories and 3 losses. Representing Gorell's Martial Arts, Tishomingo, Oklahoma, David Roberts. Across the ring in the red corner, he steps in wearing black, trimmed in white and red, and weighing in at 153 pounds. He is a freestyle fighter with an MMA record consisting of 7 victories with 1 lone defeat. Representing the Lion's Den, Dallas, Texas, Chris Bowles.
Let's go, guys. Center. Fighter. You guys have any questions since our rules meeting? Obey my commands at all times. Defend yourself intelligently at all times. Have a good fight. Touch gloves.
As you take a look at Bowles, we saw him in action against Randy Hauer back in Austin. That was an art of war in which he was able to get a win. And that is just part of a real hot streak that he's on now. He seems to be a fighter that's just getting better every time out. And the fact that he's 36 years old, he doesn't do this full time, so he seems to pop in and win whenever he needs to.
He's a right-hander, likes the straight right followed by the left hook. And here he likes the takedown attempt.
You got to watch out he doesn't get caught in that guillotine there by David Roberts. Now Roberts coming in with a rather deceiving 3-3 record perhaps. He has faced some pretty tough fighters, has a strong wrestling background, and he is trying to get a choke out early here of Chris Bowles. He has never gone the distance. Win or lose, he has his fights end usually in the first round in some capacity.
Yeah, he really likes to go for it, and he got involved with mixed martial arts because he said he got kicked out of school for fighting, kicked out of the Navy for fighting, served time in jail for fighting. And when I asked him, what's the hardest you've ever been hit? He says, that depends. Are you talking about baseball bats, tire irons, or golf clubs? So this guy's no stranger to getting whacked. And Bowles, on the other hand,
right now, Bowles, look at he's working hard. Robert's spending a lot of energy. He is still hanging in there on that right side, trying to work on some choke of Bowles as Bowles is able to stand up and get out of this thing.
Right now, he can breathe
Bowles is getting a little bit of breath, and finally, he gets free.
And that probably took a lot of energy out of Roberts. He thought he might have had that. That's a total body move.
And now Bowles gets the takedown. We'll see what he can do on top.
And that was a nice left leg trip. He was a state qualifier, second in the Prep Nationals. That's Mr. Chris Bowles. Now we'll find out what Roberts has for defense. Half guard right here. Felt he wanted to push the pace. That was Dave Roberts because of the age of Bowles, but it seems as though Bowles is in great shape right now. And talking about position-wise, he's in great shape. Does have his head down though, needs to posture up. Trying to pull his right knee through to get to full mount. And he's there.
Well, he's a submission specialist. You wonder how much of the ground and pound he would do, how much he might try to work some other facet here of his ground game, and hanging on there is Roberts. He'll take a couple of punches. Don't appear to have any effect on him on the side there. Now here's Bowles. Now let's see if he gets into full mount ground and pound action going.
Rear naked choke attempt now, taking his back.
I think Bowles might have a better shot with that as he's working here on Roberts.
He's a little up over the top. Needs to be careful. He's a little high.
Roberts reaching back around there, maybe trying to...
There's a good hook.
Sneak out of that.
Now he'll try to stretch him out. Both hooks are in. Likes to go for the triangle armbar combo. Also will go for a Kimura.
Well, that's been the way he's won by submission. Chris Bowles is trying to pull that down right now and slide that right arm in. All he needs is just about an inch there. He can get that guillotine in quickly. He's trying for the rear naked choke. Bowles trying to choke him.
He's got it.
He's got it in. Roberts may be out. This may be over. He's over. He's tapped. Chris Bowles wins. First round rear naked choke.
He knew what he wanted. He was patient once he took his back. He didn't force it. That's composure. That's experience. And then once he smelled blood, once he set that rear naked choke in, extended him out, finished him.
Okay, let's take a look at it one more time. Remember, Dave Roberts early on did his best to try to get the guillotine on Bowles, wasn't able to do so. Bowles got it back on the ground, and here, look at that. That is locked and loaded.
Right there now, right there, when he arched his back and stretched him out, that is when it was all over for Dave Roberts. Chris Bowles, great technique.
Chris Bowles, he doesn't fight that often. This was just his 9th pro fight, but he's picked up his 8th victory. Let's get the time and go back to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout ends with an official time of 3 minutes, 6 seconds of the very first round. Your winner, by way of rear naked choke from Dallas, Texas, Chris Bowles.
There you see Chris Bowles now, who has won 4 in a row and back-to-back victories for him right here on Hdnet. We saw him win back in Austin in the spring and here tonight in Dallas, and he's standing by with Ron.
With the winner, Chris Bowles, you survived a guillotine choke early on in this fight. Was it at all close?
First of all, let me say thank you to my sponsors, Shots Energy Drink. That's right. And Andrews Distributing. And then also to my wife, Amy. She's put up with a lot through this training, so.
Get that one in.
I forgot it last time. She won't let me forget that.
Talk about the guillotine.
Okay, the guillotine, I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
That's not what I've seen from him. You know, what I've watched, very aggressive, comes out punching. I didn't expect him to pull that right away, so, you know, kudos for him for trying something new.
Nice move from you to finish this fight with the rear naked choke. Let's look at the replay. Talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I was working pretty well. I was having trouble getting underneath with the strikes. I got a few through, and when he raised up, he left his arms posted. His neck was wide open. So I just flattened him back out with my hips, drugged my hips in and choked him. And he was waiting, you know, he got down there and he just ran out of air. That was it.
Local boy, how did it feel to get a win in front of the hometown fans?
Feels awesome, Dallas. This was for you.
Enjoy this victory. Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks, Ron. You got it like a man who has his priorities. Chris Bowles giving props out to his wife, first off, and his sponsor, and then celebrating his 8th career victory in 9 fights. Still to come, the return of Erik Paulson to the cage. He's taking on Jeff Ford. Let's go up to Hdnet Fights ring announcer Lupe Contreras.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for more? Fight number 2.
CB Dollaway, Tempe, Arizona. Hans Marrero, Scottsdale, Arizona. All-American wrestler at Arizona State, so speaks for itself. I hope I knock him out or submit him. Should be able to dominate him on the ground. Might pick him up and end the fight with a big slam. Hope they just knock him out. I'm good to go and knock him out.
Blue corner, CB Dollaway. Here comes CB Dollaway out of Tempe, Arizona, and after a great career at Arizona State, he was 3-time All-American in that outstanding wrestling program. He helped the Sun Devils to the Pac-10 title, and since he turned pro just over a year ago, he has been busy. This is his 8th pro fight he has yet to lose.
Red corner, Hans Marrero.
And out of Scottsdale, Arizona, here comes Hans Marrero, the Marine Corps veteran. He teaches hand-to-hand combat instruction. I asked him, is it the same as being in the cage and fighting? He said, well, it's a little different in there. But he knows he has a young, aggressive opponent tonight in Dollaway. As we take a look now at the tail of the tape between these middleweights, and doesn't that just leap out at you as you take a look at the height that Dollaway has in this one? 6-inch height advantage over Marrero, plus the reach advantage. However, Dollaway is not a stand-up fighter. He's a wrestling star. He wants to take this one to the mat. Let's go to Lupe now with the official introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout scheduled for 3 rounds, 5 minutes in the middleweight division. Our judges scoring this bout are Ray Hawkins, Doug Lord, and Mike Mitchell. The referee, Steve Armstrong. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He steps into the ring wearing the black trunks trimmed in white and weighing in at an official 186 1/4 pounds. He is a wrestler and Muay Thai fighter with an undefeated record consisting of 7 victories. Fighting out of Arizona Combat Sports, Tempe, Arizona, CB, the Doberman Dollaway. His opponent across the ring. In the red corner, he steps in wearing the solid black trunks and tipping the scales at 184 pounds. He is a jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai practitioner with a mixed martial arts record consisting of 17 victories with only 5 losses. Representing Valor Fighting, Scottsdale, Arizona, Hans, the Colombian Bull, Marrero.
CB. Gentlemen, you've been given your instructions in the fighters meeting. Protect yourself at all times, obey my commands. Touch gloves and good luck.
You look at Marrero, all of his victories by way of submission, so he no stranger to the ground game as well. And there's Dollaway, who was one of the dominant wrestlers in Pac-10 history, did about everything he could at Arizona State. And all of his wins, basically, he likes to get it on the ground. That's the way he's going to fight his fights. He's been working on his stand-up game. We'll see if that comes into play here, especially with that big reach advantage that he has. But trying to shoot in is Marrero going for the takedown on Dollaway, and he gets it.
Yeah, he's not going to get it. He's stretched out right now. Watch for Dollaway to go ahead and start pounding.
Well, Dollaway,
watch for the armbar. Watch for the armbar. That is king of the armbar is Marrero.
Well, that's the thing that Dollaway has to worry about. I don't know if he's fought anyone so far young in his career as good jiu-jitsu as Marrero is.
And Marrero doing a good job of staying down.
Look at now the cat move. The crowd loves it here. Marrero. A little gato there as he was trying to work his way in and kind of tease a little bit with that spinning back kick, CB Dollaway.
And watch that spinning back kick to a spinning back fist. Oh, nice knee.
A good knee by Dollaway. That has Marrero down. He's out. It's over. This one is over. In the first, Dollaway delivers the knee that knocks out Marrero. And CB Dollaway is still unbeaten after 8 fights.
He got to the tie clinch, grabbing the collar of Marrero, and he's taller than Marrero, so he gets a lot better extension when he brings that knee up. And he was able to connect, put Marrero down, finished him with strikes. Dollaway has been exciting every time we've seen him.
Okay, let's take a look at the action here in the early going of this one.
And for some reason, Marrero put his head down right there. Here comes the knee.
That's it. That is it. He is out right there. And just in case Dollaway is, well, no one had moved in just yet. It took only a couple of more hammer fists, and that was it.
Come another angle at that. You can see how powerful that knee was. And he just knows what to do when he smells blood. Boy, Dollaway, an exciting fighter, still undefeated.
CB Dollaway getting the knockout here in the first. Let's go to Lupe to get the official time.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Armstrong steps in and calls a halt to the bout with an official time of 1 minute, 7 seconds of the very first round. Your winner, by way of technical knockout, CB, the Doberman Dollaway.
Well, we thought this would stay on the ground quite a bit, and if so, Dollaway, would he be able to submit Marrero, the jiu-jitsu specialist? Instead, it's Dollaway getting the knockout for his 8th win. He's standing by with Ron.
With the winner, CB Dollaway, your level and status as a fighter just went up a notch with a dominating performance over a well-known fighter in Hans Marrero. This has to feel great.
Yeah, it does feel great. Get to come out here and showcase what I can do. So, I can put a show on for the fans.
Not bad for a former wrestler from Arizona State. Let's look at the replay. Talk us through this.
Just right here, he just kept rushing in. Looked like he wanted to get us to the ground. I wanted to stand up and knock him out.
he just kept his head down and just ate a big knee. So
you saw your opportunity and took it.
Yeah, his takedown skills really aren't up to par with my takedown defense. It's going to be a rough night for him.
CB, great performance. Enjoy this victory.
All right, I'd like to also thank my sponsor, MTX Audio, and my gym, Arizona Combat Sports, for helping me get to where I am today. Thanks.
Nice work. Okay, Kenny, back to you.
All right. Thanks, Ron. As you take a look at the All-American wrestler, Arizona State, interesting that he said he was looking for some stand-up action tonight against Hans Marrero. It was the big knee that resulted in a knockout here in the first round as Dollaway runs his pro record to 8-0.
Hdnet is your new home for non-stop mixed martial arts action.
And it is underway.
Every Friday night, check out Inside MMA.
The only show of its kind anywhere in the world.
Followed by Hdnet fights.
This is the biggest fight night in history.
You thought tonight's action rocked? Check out every punch and feel the pain again.
That speaks volumes in high definition.
Inside MMA and Hdnet fights. Friday nights, only on Hdnet.
Still to come, the return of Erik Paulson to the cage. He's taking on Jeff Ford. Now for more, let's go to Ron Kruk.
With UFC lightweight Roger Huerta. And Roger, you are everywhere right now. Just featured on the cover of Sports Illustrated and now here at Hdnet Fights. Are you having a good time tonight?
Yeah, man, having a good time watching the fights, being back home here in Texas. It's pretty cool.
Being featured on SI, that is a huge step, not only for yourself, but for the sports of mixed martial arts. What does that mean?
It means a lot, man. Honestly, it's an honor to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated. It's a huge thing because now everybody's realizing that they're respecting the Ultimate Fighting, the UFC, expecting MMA fighters as professional athletes, and that's one of the things that is kind of cool. We're getting that respect from like ESPN, Sports Illustrated, from all over. So it's amazing. It's quite an honor.
We appreciate you taking the time out of your training as you prepare for your next fight against Clay Guida. How's training going, and what's your game plan against Clay?
Training's going awesome, man. We're up in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where it's cold and you get focused. We got flown in today, where it's nice and warm, obviously, but at the same time, though, we're focused for that fight. We're the main event, and you guys get to watch it live on Spike TV December 8th.
There you go. Thanks for coming down, and good luck.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Ron. Let's go up to Hdnet Fights ring announcer Lupe Contreras.
Dallas, Texas, are you ready for more? This is the next bout of the evening.
Justin Eilers, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada.
Matthew Thompson, Austin, Texas.
I've heard that my opponent likes to kiss the canvas, so I'm going to take him there.
I really don't plan what's going to happen. I threw that out years ago because it never works, but I do plan on winning. That's all I know.
There's no need for any smack talk. It's just time for some action now.
Blue corner, Matt Thompson.
Massachusetts native Matt Thompson on his way to the cage. Since he moved to Austin, Texas, he has been very busy. This is his fourth fight in the last 8 months. Two of his biggest fights have come this season, a loss to Ben Rothwell and a win over Justin Wren. He's a versatile fighter, but would like to make this a stand-up event.
Red corner, Justin Eilers.
And here comes Justin Eilers. We know about his tough fights that he had in the UFC. He has told us many times that he is strong and healthy and feels that he's in the best shape of his life. He's won 8 out of 9. As we take a look at the tail of the tape, and it jumps out Matt Thompson at 6'6", a 4-inch height advantage, at least that much in reach with those long arms. He has used those to be very effective against some very tough fighters. We expect this to be a good one. Heavyweights that should slug it out. Eilers and Thompson. Back to Lupe for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds of mixed martial arts action in the heavyweight division. The judges scoring this bout are Ray Hawkins, Doug Lord, and Mike Mitchell. The referee, Henry Evans. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He steps into the ring wearing the solid white trunks and weighing in at an official 241 pounds. He is a freestyle fighter with a mixed martial arts record of 8 victories and 3 losses. Representing South Austin Gym, Austin, Texas, Matt Thompson. Across the ring in the red corner, he steps in wearing black trunks trimmed in gold and weighing in at an official 231 pounds. He is a striker with a mixed martial arts record of 17 victories with 6 losses and 1 bout even. The former UFC veteran representing the Fight Club, Las Vegas, Nevada, Justin Hammer Eilers.
Do you guys have any questions since our rules meeting? No. All right, obey yourself. Obey my commands at all times. Defend yourselves intelligently at all times. Touch gloves. Have a good fight.
As you take a look at Justin Eilers, had his 7-fight win streak broken in the Art of War back in March against Pedro Izzo. And there is Matt Thompson. He was the first guy to take Ben Rothwell, the star of the IFL heavyweight ranks, past the first round in IFL competition. Lost a hard-fought battle with Rothwell in Houston, Texas earlier this season. Eilers coming back after that loss with a TKO of Scott Huff back in April.
And Eilers in tight. Eilers, middle linebacker at Iowa State, had NFL dreams, but some shoulder surgery ended that. Met with Jens Pulver of UFC fame, used to be the champ, and Pulver got him into MMA. Both of them from Idaho originally. Both these fighters right hand. Thompson likes the big number 2. Watch for Eilers to try to throw left hooks to the body, followed by the right hand over the top.
Remember Matt Thompson in earlier action from Austin, Texas this year. He fought Justin Wren, the very good wrestler, and gave him a lesson in boxing as Wren pinned him against the fence, but still able to get those uppercuts in was Matt Thompson. Eilers throwing some knees early on here. And now Eilers on top on the mat. And on top of Matt. We'll see how Thompson works here from his back.
Thompson using a butterfly guard. Half guard actually, but it's still got that left leg hooked inside, which can help with elevating Eilers' hips. Now he closes it off to a half guard.
Thompson better known for his punching. He has 8 victories, 3 of those by way of submission, however.
And 3 by KO as well.
Justin Eilers is really good, though. I mean, the experience that he has, he's fought Brandon Vera, Arlovsky, started out his career with Dan Severn. So, I mean, this guy's been in the cage against some really outstanding fighters.
Yeah, he took out Mike Kyle in the UFC as well, and that was a tough part for his career, but Eilers has still got a long way to go.
Look here at Thompson. He's working on the leg right now of Eilers. Maybe surprised Justin a little bit that Matt Thompson trying to use his submission skills here in the early going.
And he was looking for a knee bar right there, but Eilers did the right thing, kept him stacked. And as long as Thompson's all balled up, he can't extend, putting pressure to the joint.
And remember, 6'6" of Matt Thompson all balled up there. It's hard for him to try to get away, but once again, he'll try to work on the knee to no avail there against Eilers.
I'm impressed with Thompson on the ground. A lot of people thought, you know, he's only stand-up, but he has got a pretty good ground game as well. As he rolls back and forth, Eilers trying to find a way to go ahead and take advantage of being on top and continue effective grounded pound.
Well, you know Thompson's a tough guy. He grew up in Massachusetts. Originally was a hockey player. Wanted to be a pro hockey player. Moved down here to Texas, and the guy still wears New England Patriots t-shirts around in Dallas Cowboy territory.
Especially this weekend.
So he has no fear. He wore one into the cage tonight on his way to the cage. See what Eilers can do here. Eilers controlling the action on the ground now.
And if he can posture now, he can rain some blows down.
Thompson briefly. Perfect position. A few moments ago was trying to work on that knee bar, was not able to get anything going there.
Kimura attempt now by Eilers.
Well, you see him trying to pin that left arm back.
He can lock his hands and then start to turn the wrist under. There we go. He might have a shot out of here, but he's trapped in the guard. If he could get the side mount, that would be so much more effective.
That's a good look at it. Those two pair of red gloves, they both belong to Justin Eilers there as he's trying to stretch it out. Now we'll try with a single arm. And I think Thompson, he's real rangy. He's almost deceptively strong. I mean, this is a big guy, but he's not really cut like some other fighters. He doesn't really look probably as strong as Justin Eilers if you looked at him side by side.
He's got that wiry strength, not boat strength. But that height can pose a problem, and long legs reach around you. They're looking almost at a triangle. Eilers needs to get his head up a little bit more. That way he can be more effective with what he likes to do, and that's smack you with his right hand.
Stay busy, guys.
Doing the right thing, driving him up against the fence. But his head is down. Effective scoring. He doesn't have to rush things.
Stay busy, guys.
Eilers misses again with the punches.
But that right there had the most velocity of any of the punches he's thrown. Did miss. Crowd wants this up now, perhaps.
Well, you kind of wonder if something doesn't happen soon. Now, Eilers, I think he wants it up, obviously. He stood up. He knows, let's get something going here as Eilers is on his feet. Thompson slowly getting up, and now he's ready once again. You can see right there the height advantage that Thompson in the white trunks has. Final seconds of round one. Not a lot of action, but it is interesting between Thompson and Eilers.
Stop. And that'll do it for round one. And I have to give that to Eilers. He was able to get on top and do the most effective scoring from there. I give credit to Matt Thompson. He had that one submission attempt, that knee bar attempt that kind of held in there for 30 seconds or so, but Eilers controlled that first round.
Matt, you're getting him tired, Matt. You're getting him tired. Yep. Work that underhook on the free side. He's fucking stuck in wind right now. He's stuck in wind right now, though, Matt. Okay?
Well, you see a little bit of a cut over the left eye of Justin Eilers being worked on. Thompson apparently got enough of a punch in, or maybe a scratch to open that cut up. In the corner between rounds, overhearing Thompson's corner tell him, get the underhooks in there. Maybe try to keep this on its feet a little longer too, this kind of fight, because Thompson might be more effective from a punching standpoint here.
I like it, he mixed up the leg kick with the punches. Eilers wants to get aggressive. That's the way you take an opponent out of aggression, is take his legs out from under him. Good leg kicks.
Here's Eilers once again taking it to the fence. And delivering knees to the thigh there of Matt Thompson. Eilers made Thompson work hard in that first round just to keep from being submitted.
See if Eilers locked his hands, I thought he was going to try some kind of a trip or a throw.
Well, now you see the height advantage here, Thompson. If he could get a knee in, it would land right about the midsection of Eilers. But right now, it's he's trying to get it up there. Not much on that one, though, that landed.
Let's go, guys. Stay busy.
Kind of anticipated this would be more of a slugfest. Hasn't turned out to be so.
A little more calculating. Up against the fence now, this limits motion, especially in this kind of a clinch. And Eilers down on the ground.
Well, here goes Thompson now, and I don't know if that's going to be a good move or not. We'll see, as this is the strength of Justin Eilers between the two fighters to be on the mat.
And Eilers went for the whole run. He threw a right-hand bomb, but it missed.
Stay busy, guys.
I thought Thompson kind of wasted an opportunity. He rushed it. He had Eilers back. He went for it all. Eilers got out the back door.
Well, Thompson has not moved and thrown the punches that we've seen him in the past. Obviously, he thinks he can do something here on the ground against Justin Eilers, but it's going to be very tough in this position.
Eilers sensing that triangle choke, turned it around, threw it by his head, spun to the side, now is in side mount. Thompson getting half guard back. Nice job there. Working his leg
that gets in for Eilers.
Stay busy, guys. Keep it moving.
Those long legs just hug Eilers to him, and that limits the amount of space Eilers has to throw good punches.
Thompson holding on to that right arm of Justin Eilers, and the referee will stand him up now, to the delight of the crowd. Okay, and to us as well. See what happens here now with Thompson.
That long body really limited Eilers on the ground once he got him in a closed guard. Oh, that was a nice little left hand.
Well, that was the punching power of Thompson as he tried to get an uppercut in. I believe he's able to squeeze that one through. This is when we've seen Thompson at his best, is when he's standing up. Over the couple of fights we've seen this year with him, he has been better at the stand-up game. And right back to the mat, though. Back on top of mat again is Justin Eilers. That is the strength that he has.
Seemed that Thompson tried to trip, but Eilers kept his balance, turned it around, landed on top.
Well, one thing that Thompson's not been able to do against Eilers is throw some punches and move around effectively.
We did have a nice combination here right in front of us. That was the best series in the fight, but neither fighter has landed any kind of combination that hurt the opponent. That closed guard really hugs Eilers tight and limits how much they can do. And referee again,
he's bringing him
going
right
to
back
stand
up.
him. Yeah, he's not giving Eilers a lot of time, saying, "Hey, do something, or you're going to get stood up." Nice left hand.
Straight by Eilers. Best punch that he's gotten in.
In wrestling, we sometimes say, don't get on the train tracks moving straight back and forth. You want to create angles. These two are squaring off basically each time they throw.
Again, this is where this fight's either been on the ground or against the fence most of the way. Matt Thompson pushed against the fence now by Justin Eilers. Eilers has controlled the tempo of this fight.
Thompson's corner screaming, "Hey, he's resting there, leaning up against you on the fence. Make him move."
Final seconds of round two, drawing it to an end as we get ready for the third round. Another swing by Eilers, and Eilers at the end of the third round trying to get the second round, trying to get something going. Tell you, Eilers has thrown about 3 good punches. They haven't landed, but the intent has been there. If he gets one of those in, that could change things around. As we get ready for this third round, you look at Matt Thompson.
Well, it all depends on what you do with the takedown. That scores in MMA, but Eilers in those last 2 takedowns hasn't been able to score once they got down to the ground. There's that nice left that Eilers snuck in. It was a quasi uppercut, but that's when Thompson came back and had his best flurry. And then here, I think Thompson is when there's that right hand by Eilers. That was a good one.
Yeah, the best punch that Eilers has landed in this fight. I would have to think, though, Eilers has dictated the tempo. You'd have to give him both rounds so far, wouldn't you?
Well, certainly the first. That second one, a little more tricky. I'm not sure. That's all up to the judges.
Step back, please. Clean that up.
As the third round starts, Thompson and Eilers.
Stay back.
Again, we thought this might be one where they'd be throwing some punches. We haven't seen too many punches thrown. A cluster came in a small period of time in the second round. Here in the final round, what will give? He slipped. That was a slip by Eilers. He missed with that and goes down.
And he's got full side mount now. This is a great position for him to capitalize on. Here he's sitting under it. We'll make sure he stays out to the side, and Thompson can't slide a leg under.
Eilers falls down, then it just goes to the ground. That's kind of strange.
I'm wondering why he won't bring that right knee up into the stomach area and get his head as high as possible, guys, so he can
top and bottom.
effectively
Stay
punch.
busy.
Looks like he's trying to step over and mount him.
You also know he has to get busy down there, because twice we saw in that last round, Referee stood him up. And there's Eilers now moving in, working over on the left side of Matt Thompson. He's certainly taken away the height and reach advantage throughout this fight by keeping it on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, Thompson coils. He's good at defense. Eilers really can't strike him effectively there, but Eilers is scoring. As long as he throws punches.
Watch that point.
And a nice forearm.
Yeah, just kind of pushes that head right against the ground.
A lot of people put the palm on the side of the face, push it down, and then just let it slide off the head, and it brings the forearm right down to him.
Eilers can't get in there.
Kimura attempt again.
Punch. Let's see what he can do now with the Kimura. Will this be able to do it? Remember, he tried it back earlier on Thompson, and just like that, Thompson able to use those longer arms and use that leverage and escape it.
Also, here comes a submission attempt.
Now, Thompson's tried a triangle early on and tried a knee bar early on to no avail.
Almost seems that when there is a little bit of space, Eilers moves in and takes it away from himself.
Stop. Up.
And the referee will stand him up again to the applause of the crowd. Okay, does Thompson come out and try to throw some more punches here? Let's see.
See, their feet are set. Thompson's feet are set, and he's waiting for Eilers to come in the range and then throw. There's no real movement to create the angle.
There's a good knee by Eilers.
He gets him against the fence here.
And he does.
There's not going to be a lot of motion.
Let's go, guys. Keep working. Keep it busy.
Get one of those underhooks in there. Eilers, some shots to the side.
All right, stop. Sit up.
Now moving back out into the center of the ring. I like that.
I haven't seen many things stopped in the standing
There's
position
a good
before.
left hook by Eilers. That one scored to the side of the head of Thompson. Thompson trying to measure him off now with the jab and follow it up. That's what we've seen him do best over these last several months of watching Matt Thompson in action. But again, it's Eilers who pushes it back into the corner. And we must note, isn't it interesting that former Iowa State linebacker Justin Eilers would be in gold and black of the arch rival Iowa Hawkeyes.
Yes.
I didn't think that was allowed. And he tried a few punches out of the clinch.
Go, keep
I'd like
working.
to see Eilers throw combinations. Once again, it's usually one punch, then stop. One punch, then stop. Now Thompson getting a little combinations going. There you go.
Thompson again trying the uppercut. He landed a good one earlier in this fight, but that's been a while. Under a minute to go here.
Listen, stay off that cage, man.
Ooh, that knee just missed.
Yeah, you see that height advantage of Thompson. He can get that knee way up there.
This corner's screaming that Eilers is tired. Take advantage of it. But Eilers does the right thing. Drives him into the fence, slow it down, take advantage of position. Now he's in a good position to strike.
And you figure Eilers has time on his side if indeed he won the first 2 rounds. There's blood coming from Thompson. Is that from Thompson or from Eilers? That's from Thompson, I believe. Eilers is able to get some shots in there to the stomach area as this fight is drawing to an end. And that cut is opened up over Eilers' left eye as well.
Hard-fought fight. Thompson, more combinations. Eilers able to get him down and be on top longer. This is going to be a tough one for the judges.
I think Eilers gets it on tempo, if nothing else. There you see that nice left there by Justin Eilers as he did open a small cut also over Thompson.
I had it 1 for Eilers, draw the second round. Thompson could have won that third round. I agree with you though, Kenny. In terms of the pace of the fight, it was Eilers. But there were combinations thrown by Thompson, and that's going to be how those judges interpret it.
Okay, Eilers and Thompson, they go the distance. The judges have made their decision. Lupe Contreras has the verdict.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of fighting, all 3 judges, Don Griffin, Ray Hawkins, and Doug Lord, score the bout identically at 30-27. For the winner, by way of unanimous decision, Justin Hammer Eilers.
So Justin Eilers controlling the tempo throughout. The judges apparently like that. They give him a unanimous victory. And Eilers continues to be on a hot streak. Matt Thompson losing for the 4th time in his career. 8-4 now his record. And Eilers continues to be on a hot streak. He's won 9 out of 10 to up his record to 18-6-1. And standing by with Justin, let's go back to Ron.
With the winner, Justin Eilers, we're used to you ending your fights a little more dramatically. I know you're going to take the win, though. Give us your take on this fight.
Obviously, it wasn't what I wanted. Matt's a tall, strong, awkward guy, and that poses a big problem in itself. I don't have partners like that in the gym, and it's tough to prepare for that. And he's got height and reach, and he made it a better fight than what I wanted it.
It seems like you couldn't create any distance to land any shots, and so it was an issue there as well.
Yeah, well, I knew he had good boxing on his side, and whenever I got close, he wanted to clinch and hold on. And, it just kind of was a boring fight. And, I'm sorry to the crowd. I'm sorry to everybody. It's not what I wanted, but I got the win, so I'm going to take it.
You've had 4 fights on Hdnet. You're getting more airtime than any of us, man. Who do you want next? We'd love to have you back.
Well, it doesn't matter. Always somewhere down the future. I'd like to rematch Hizzo. I thought we had a great fight. But it doesn't really matter. Just line somebody up, and I'll come do it again.
All right, Justin Eilers, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Sorry.
Thanks, Ron. You always have to appreciate the candor of Justin Eilers. Like he said, not the most exciting fight, but it was a victory for Eilers, one that keeps him on that hot streak, his 18th in his pro career, and we do look forward to seeing him again here on Hdnet. Coming up, the main event, the return of Erik Paulson to the cage. He's taking on Jeff Ford. Now for more, let's go to Ron Crump.
With a man who knows a little something about hitting, former Cowboy great and Hall of Famer Randy White. Randy, what do you think of Hdnet fight so far?
Oh, they're very exciting. They got some great matchups, and looking forward to a great night of a lot of great fights.
Well, I know you put some running backs down in your time, but have you always been a fan of mixed martial arts?
I have been involved with the martial arts. My strength coach is here tonight, Bob Ward, back with the Cowboys, and he got us involved through Danny Anasano, and we applied a lot of the martial arts techniques to football. And so I've been a big fan of the martial arts, been involved with the martial arts, and really enjoy the sport of mixed martial arts and see these guys come out here and compete. And a little different than a football field. You don't have 11 other guys out there with you or 10 other guys out there with you. This is one-on-one, and there's nowhere to hide in that cage.
Mano a mano, no doubt about it. Randy, quickly, what are you up to now?
Well, I just live here in Prosper, Texas. If anybody ever needs any good barbecue, come up there. We got a good barbecue joint up there, and enjoying these fights.
I'll tell my broadcast partners, Kenny and Jeff, we're heading out after the fights. Enjoy it, Randy.
Okay, thank you.
Right, guys, back to you.
Thanks, Ron and Randy White. And we'll visit his barbecue joint the next time we come down. How can you say no to one of the all-time greats in Dallas Cowboy history? Let's go up to Hdnet Fights ring announcer Lupe Contreras.
Dallas, Texas, are you ready for more? This is the next bout of the evening.
TJ Waldburger from Temple, Texas, training out the Grappler's Lair.
Pete Spratt from San Antonio, Texas. My plans are to get a dramatic knockout.
I don't care what he says. I mean, we're going to go in the cage and we're going to fight. And there's going to be one guy with his hand standing up, and it's going to be me.
You just have to say to TJ face to face, bring your A game. I know you will, and look forward to a great fight.
Blue corner, TJ Waldburger.
TJ Waldburger on his way out of Temple, Texas. Waldburger is a man who has been very aggressive early on. He's only 19 years of age, but comes in here in this, his 16th pro fight.
Red corner, Pete Spratt.
And here's Pete Spratt. It's only been 5 weeks. Spratt has told us that it feels like it's been an eternity since he lost in the first round, the upset to Waldburger. He has been working specifically on being on guard against submission tactics. And of course, this is a guy who has much experience in the UFC. He is coming in here a veteran fighter who wants revenge. As we take a look at the tail of the tape, the biggest story might be what isn't there. That is the 17-year age advantage that Waldburger has coming into this fight. One that he was able, he thinks, to use to his advantage in the first meeting. Let's go to Lupe Contreras now for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our next bout of the evening, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the welterweight division. The judges scoring this bout are Ray Hawkins, Doug Lord, and Mike Mitchell. The referee, Steve Armstrong. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He steps into the ring wearing the brown trunks trimmed in yellow and weighing in at an official 170.5 pounds. He is a freestyle fighter with a mixed martial arts record consisting of 12 victories and 3 losses. Representing the Grappler's Lair, Temple, Texas, TJ Waldburger. His opponent across the ring in the red corner. He steps in wearing black, trimmed in white, and weighing in at an official 168.75 pounds. He is a jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai practitioner with a mixed martial arts record consisting of 16 victories along with 10 losses. The former Ring of Fire, Reality Combat, and 2-time Renegades Extreme Combat middleweight champion. Representing Team Sityodtong Boston out of San Antonio, Texas, Pete, the Secret Weapon, Spratt.
DJ, Pete. Gentlemen, you received your instructions in the dressing room. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands. Touch gloves and good luck.
There you take a look at Pete Spratt. He has lost 3 in a row, including losing to Waldburger just 5 weeks ago. That first round triangle chokeout that Waldburger picked up for his 12th victory.
And Waldburger, a good-looking young one, rising star in the MMA world. He wants to take it to the ground. He feels most comfortable there.
Never discount Pete Spratt, though. As Jeff was talking about the resume that he brings in here, 26 pro fights coming into this against some of the best. Perhaps his biggest win, UFC 42, when he defeated Robbie Lawler. You see right now, Waldburger once again trying to get this one down. Spratt, oh, you don't think he learned something from that first time out? And there's the right, and Spratt has him down. Spratt delivering the first blow, and Waldburger stunned.
Well, he's back together. Gets back to his feet, but that's where Spratt wants this fight to be.
And a big left by Spratt, and Spratt again scores with the punches. Waldburger is feeling it early here from Pete Spratt.
Spratt needs to be careful. If he can't put him away, he doesn't want to waste all his energy, burn out.
And Spratt said, hey, I'll give you 17 years, buddy. Waldburger a little slow getting up there.
As he says, he likes to take care of business.
And Spratt again continues to be aggressive with his punches. Waldburger trying for that single leg, trying to hold on here.
And he did a nice job. He hooked it with his foot. kept Spratt extended, and Spratt doing a
gets
great
away.
job. Yeah.
Spratt showing a lot of quickness.
And
a
that's
punch,
out.
and a punch.
He's
It's
out.
over. It's over.
Wow,
Spratt knocks out Waldburger. 5 weeks ago, he was choked out. Spratt comes back tonight with a first-round KO. Oh, yeah, look at Pete Spratt. Who's in charge as Waldburger is out? I mean, that was a knockout.
When Waldburger got up, he started moving into Spratt. That might have been his downfall. You're walking into the punch. Maybe he should have been backing away, forcing Spratt to close the distance. That would have helped with his takedowns. But right there, no hands up to defend. But there's what really hurt him, that right hand. He went for this. I thought he was going to get this takedown, particularly after he hooked the heel right there and he knocked him to his butt. But give Spratt credit, at 37, he still can move those hips. He got back to his feet, and man, does he have some punching power. That number 2 straight down the pipe. Here, walking in.
And the crowd, as you can hear them as they're watching here on the big screen, and impressed with the performance here by Pete Spratt. You always have to wonder about a cagey veteran, especially when he's lost and he has a chance to fight the guy again. He knew exactly what to expect from Waldburger, and Waldburger hoping to get that back on the ground. Oh, it's a different fighter he saw here tonight, as you see him still attending to TJ Waldburger. He took a couple of ferocious punches from Pete Spratt.
And Spratt wanted nothing to do with the ground. Got back up, backed away. Everyone here concerned about Waldburger, but he's brought his knee up. He's responding now to the doctors. But he took a couple of hard shots from Spratt, the right hand.
As you take a look now at Guy Mesger, the commissioner of Hdnet Fights, former champion himself. And he is talking with TJ Waldburger's corner there as Waldburger.
That's John Moore.
There's Pete Spratt in his corner. Yeah, Waldburger's okay. He's up now, and he knows that he learned a bit of a lesson here tonight as well.
Yeah, he's going to have to work on his striking skills a little bit more. I mean, that seems to be his Achilles heel. It was his last loss. You know, after choking him out with that triangle, you figure, you know, let's get the fight back to the ground. But he moved into a couple of those early punches, and Spratt took full advantage.
Yeah, we'll see Waldburger again, I'm sure, here. A very promising future. Again, with that submission victory over Pete Spratt 5 weeks ago, turned around drastically, dramatically here. Let's get the official time now and go back to Lupe in the ring as you take a look at Pete Spratt, the winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout comes to a sudden and dramatic end with an official time of 1 minute, 29 seconds of the very first round. Your winner, by way of knockout, Pete, the Secret Weapon, Spratt.
And there you look at Pete Spratt, now 17-10 in his career, and showing that he still has it. Very effective with his punches, and certainly just way too quick for his opponent, the young TJ Waldburger. Standing by with the winner, standing by with the secret weapon, is Ron Kruk. Ron?
That's right, the secret weapon, Pete Spratt. No secret tonight. You came out wanting to drop bombs and avenge the loss to Waldburger from last month. You accomplished that.
Yeah, most definitely. I tell you, Waldburger's a tough kid. He's got a bright future. And I just had to come out and I had to make a point. This fight was really tough for me. I was up till 5:30 in the morning, Friday morning. My girlfriend was having some problems with the pregnancy, so I had to rush her to the hospital while we were out here. And fortunately, the baby's okay, and everything worked out well tonight.
Well, that's great news. We like to hear that. Let's take a look at this highlight reel material and talk us through the knockout.
Well, you know, I saw that he was kind of dazed, and the last thing I wanted to do was get in his guard, so I just started dropping that right hand. It felt great tonight. It's been injured a little bit, but tonight it wasn't so much injured, and I just kept punching until the referee stopped it.
Pete, you're coming off a couple of losses. You've been in this game a long time. Your career's had some highs and lows. How big is this victory tonight?
This victory is very big for me tonight. My first showing on Hdnet Fights. I wanted to make it exciting, and I want to prove to the world that, you know, though I'm 36 years of age, I still got some good fights left in me.
Well, you are always welcome back on Hdnet Fights. We enjoyed it, and good luck with the new baby.
Thank you for having me.
All right, guys, back to you.
Thanks, Ron. Certainly best wishes to Pete Spratt, his lady, and the baby. I'm glad to hear everything's going well there. It certainly went well for him tonight in the cage as he took charge of TJ Waldburger and gets a big first-round knockout to stop a losing streak.
Hdnet is your new home for non-stop mixed martial arts action.
And it is underway.
Every Friday night, check out Inside MMA.
The only show of its kind anywhere in the world.
Followed by Hdnet Fights.
This is the biggest fight night in history.
You thought tonight's action rocked? Check out every punch and feel the pain again.
That speaks volumes in high definition.
Inside MMA and Hdnet Fights. Friday nights, only on Hdnet.
Coming up, our main event, Erik Paulson against Jeff Ford. Paulson, of course, the big story, hasn't fought since April 15, 2000. At 41 years of age, 7.5 years out, some people might say that's impossible. But we've seen him. He looks in great shape. Certainly, he's been around these guys, conditioning champions of his own.
Oh, without question, he's trained great fighters. Vernon White, Ken Shamrock, Guy Metzger, Josh Barnett, as a matter of fact, number 4, number 3
ranked. Will be in his
ranked,
corner, by the way.
Right, at heavyweight. So he's been around it, but he felt the itch to get back in there. The question is, has he knocked off that cage rust, and will he blow up with that adrenaline surge getting back in there after such a long layoff?
Well, this is a non-title fight, so the prerogative of the fighters, they could agree if somebody came in overweight. In this case, Ford, he comes in 20 pounds overweight. So now, Jeff, you've got Paulson, who hasn't actually fought in a long time, but Ford with 20 pounds over, how will he be able to hold up? This could be a real interesting challenge for both if it progresses past, say, 2 rounds.
Yeah, you got to wonder, 20 pounds over, was he training? What a wonderful opportunity. A new organization, chance to set yourself up for your first MMA title. Got to wonder where his head's at.
Okay, it is Paulson against Ford as we get ready for the main event. With more on that now, let's go over to Ron.
Before MMA reality shows, big-time contracts, and the explosion of mixed martial arts, Erik Paulson was in Japan destroying his competition and winning world titles. Tonight, he returns to the cage after 7 years, but the only thing standing in his way from a successful comeback is a big diesel.
You have to have that desire to want to tear someone's head off.
It's going to be two bulls rushing in head first. The strongest one is going to win. I'm busting my butt to make sure I'm that bull.
This is the night I'll make my comeback from a 7-year layoff, and I will be victorious via submission. When I fought professionally, the finances in fighting were slim and none, and slim left town. My last fight was one of the lowest bids that I've ever had for a fight, and I just formulated my letter of resignation to the organization and just quit fighting. Once you're a fighter, you got that fight inside you and you just want to keep going.
I think the biggest thing about the layoff is doubting himself, second guess himself. It might be a little ring rusty, maybe even a little nervous because of the years, because of just the atmosphere that he's in. You know, that plays a huge piece on the psyche. He's been out of the game for a while, but he's been training fighters. And there's still a lot of fighting that goes in with that.
I'm 41 years old. I train 5 days a week with all my professional fighters. I get punched in the face, I roll, I get thrown, I throw people. Some of the big name fighters I've trained, Ken Shamrock, Guy Metzger, Vernon Tiger White, Vladimir Matyshenko, Frank Trigg. I've trained with Randy Couture, Dan Henderson, Josh Barnett. I'm coming back to compete because I was sitting on the side of pride when I first cornered Josh, and I'm looking at half the guys in the ring going, I could beat that guy, I could beat that guy, I could beat that guy.
Then we're both going to hit right in the middle. It'll be like two trains colliding. He's going to come out and he's going to try to end the fight as quick as possible.
I'd like it to be over ASAP, but I'm a patient fighter and a smart fighter, so I'm not going to do anything stupid.
And one of us is going to have to be carried out of the ring.
My strategy would be to test his striking, see if he can take a punch, put him on his back and twist his arm, his neck, or his ankle as hard as I can.
I believe that he's coming in after 7-year layoff. He has a lot to prove in this first fight. I have a lot to prove to my fans who still believe in me, to the people who doubt me, and to people who don't even like me, that, hey, I'm here. I'm a force to be reckoned with, and I'm Big Diesel.
I just want to put on a good show for the audience and let people know that I have the potential to be back.
This fight will end in the first round. If I don't put this kid to sleep, he's going to put me to sleep.
Ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting in high def from the American Airlines Center, this is the Hdnet Fights main event of the evening.
Big Diesel, Jeff Ford from Denver, Colorado.
My name is Erik Paulson. I'm from Orange County, California, formerly from Minnesota.
What's going to happen is I'm going to be looking to get out of there early, so I'm going to have to touch his chin real nicely, put him to sleep so I can leave. You know, I'm not looking to stand there any extra amount of time. I'll give it mid-round at the very most. You know, I may have to work a little extra to be able to touch him on the chin, but I'm going to let these hands loose and put him to sleep, and then we'll go have a beer afterwards, but it's going to be known that I have won that fight.
In the cage tonight with Jeff Ford, you're going to see a barn burner. We're going to beat the crap out of each other. You got the two old guys coming back to beat the crap out of each other and go at it. And we're going to have striking, clinching, ground and pound, and submission.
Blue corner, Jeff Ford. Red corner, Erik Paulson.
Ready for our main event as we take a look at the tail of the tape. And of course, these are two light heavyweights. They should be around 205. Jeff Ford, as we talked about, actually he cut 8 pounds yesterday to get down to 225 for this one. So Paulson stayed around 213 to fight for this. The biggest story, though, that's not up there, Paulson hasn't fought in 7.5 years. This will be really interesting. We know he's trained champs like Shirk and Barnett and Shamrock, and the kickboxing champ Ford. This is only his 12th mixed martial arts pro fight.
Yeah, you're right. And the ring rust for Paulson's going to be interesting, but I think he's going to be ready. And I look at this as a classic confrontation between a stand-up fighter and a ground fighter. And the key will be the distance on their feet. If Paulson can stay inside the extended punches of Ford, I don't think he's going to get tagged, and I think he has the opportunity then to go ahead and take him down.
Well, Josh Barnett already gave him a couple of shots there to get him ready. It is Paulson and Ford, an intriguing matchup ahead. Let's go to Lupe with the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting in high def from the American Airlines Center, this is the Hdnet Fights main event of the evening. Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. The judges scoring this bout are Ray Hawkins, Doug Lord, and Mike Mitchell. The referee, Steve Armstrong. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he steps into the ring wearing the black trunks trimmed in white and tipping the scales at 225 pounds. His mixed martial arts record, 7 victories, along with 4 losses. the former 2001 USKBA World Champion, 2003 Japan X1 Ultimate Fighting Champion, and the 2004 Frank Shamrock Shootbox Champion, fighting out of Colorado Combat Zone, Denver, Colorado, Jeff Big Diesel Ford. His opponent across the ring in the red corner. He steps in wearing blue, trimmed in white, and weighing in at 212.5 pounds. He possesses a mixed martial arts record consisting of 10 victories with 4 losses and 1 bout even. The 5-time Shuto Light Heavyweight Champion, fighting out of Combat Submission Wrestling, Orange County, California, Erik, the man of 1,000 holds, Paulson.
Erik, Jeff. Gentlemen, you've received your instructions in the dressing room. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands. Touch gloves and good luck.
For all of us that remember the Beatles, or at least Wings, this is exciting. I mean, Erik Paulson, I think he's making a real statement to come back after 7.5 years. Nothing really that he needed to prove. He just wanted to get back in. And the same with Ford. He's a kickboxing master, world champ. Mixed martial arts, the overall package, though, still relatively new to him, even at 37.
Paulson standing right in there with him.
Round 1 of this main event. If it stands up, you would expect to think that is Ford's game. Paulson more all around in mixed martial arts.
Has a solid body shot by Ford. Right hand to the middle. And that's the one thing that you can't reproduce, these competition punches. How do you train for that? Paulson's going to let people take the biggest shot he can to the belly. That's going to be tough.
What about that spinning back kick there? It didn't land, but the guy shows he can still throw it there. And there he gets a low inside kick on Ford.
This is where Paulson wants to fight, in tight, where those arms can't get extended by Ford. That's no big power shots.
Well, Paulson started out in judo and then on to taekwondo and karate, so he's very well-rounded. Was an Olympic hopeful back in '88 before a motorcycle accident ended that and sent him into Muay Thai and then on into more mixed martial arts when he turned pro in '93.
And he's active, but tends to move his head away as he throws the punch.
And that's a good right there by Jeff Ford.
Ford is starting to find the distance.
There he fakes him out. Paulson trying to get the takedown, and he does.
And this could be over with right now.
Armbar. He's going for the armbar. Paulson has returned to victory. 7.5 years after his last fight, Erik Paulson comes back and wins with an armbar in the first round.
And it all started with that ankle pick takedown. Got him up against the fence, he went down, and boy, did that look silky smooth. He just circled around the head and snapped on that armbar.
That's like watching a veteran pitcher who can still throw that curveball or knuckleball, wasn't it? Just had him totally off balance with that takedown and that submission.
Celebrating with Josh Barnett.
Yeah, Josh smacked him around before the fight to get him ready.
There, you betcha. Now there, he got in on that ankle, and it was enough to put Ford down. But right here, when he moves up the body, just watch, just circles around, snaps it into place, pries it out, and then extends that elbow.
There you see him kind of fake upper, as you said, Jeff, and go for the ankle, get the takedown.
Silky smooth, there's the veteran, master of 1,000 holds. Paulson shakes off 8 years of rust to come in here and entertain Dallas.
Well, let's see. There was Sean Shirk and Josh Barnett and Ken Shamrock, and I'll start forgetting some. He's taught a lot of guys how to do a lot of things to win championships. Now let's get the official time on this first round victory and back to Lupe.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes with an official time of 1 minute, 44 seconds of the very first round. Your winner, by way of armbar submission, the man of 1,000 holds, Erik Paulson.
Ronald June, back in April 15th, 2000, the last man to step into the cage with Paulson, and he lost. Paulson winning that unanimously. Flash forward 7.5 years later, and Jeff Ford steps into the cage and loses to Erik Paulson. So every 7.5 years, Erik Paulson looks great. He now ups his record to 11-4-1. He said, forget 41 years old, I am ready. And he did. Let's see, the 1,000 and some holds he had, he needed that one big one to get the armbar submission. Now he's standing by with Ron.
All right, thanks, Kenny. With the winner, Erik Paulson, you executed that game plan to perfection. You said you wanted to test his striking, you wanted to throw a few punches and kicks, then you were going to take him down and end it with a submission. That was textbook.
He collected me with that one punch. That was good. He hits hard, and I'm like, I'm not standing with him anymore. I'm not going to get knocked out. There's no way. So I punched and then I shot. I felt him standing up, and then I felt that I had to take him back down and keep it down, and then his arm popped right there. So I spun and took it.
Let's take a look at the replay. Talk us through how you ended this fight.
I faked a double, or faked a hook, shot a double, took him down. And then when he tried to stand up, I kept pressing him. I had an underhook right there, and then I just stepped over, spinning arm lock.
That's all she wrote. When we were at your gym, I saw you working on that for a full day. I mean, it paid off.
Yeah, thank you. Perfect practice makes perfect. Thank you.
And you've been practicing with the big guy over here, Josh Barnett. You've been training with him for quite some time. Assess his performance.
I'm a diehard leg lock guy, and I would have loved to have seen him, pull off an STF or a toe hold or something really cool like that. But it happened so fast that, I always say when you go into a submission, do it like you're sprinting. The faster you can apply it, the less time they have to defend it. And Erik was all over that thing like some flies on honey.
Well put. Well, he did try this spinning back kick. You got to give him credit for that.
I do. He actually catches a lot of people with that in practice, and it's no fun being on the receiving end. He spins in there and fakes it. Bam! He gets you with it. Makes you feel stupid.
Erik, I know this was not just a one-fight comeback. We'd love to have you back at Hdnet Fights. Is there somebody that you're eyeing?
Whoever you guys bring on next. Thank you.
All right, last question. I can't let the free agent go without asking you. Do we have an announcement? Do you know who you're going to fight next?
Closest thing I'm going to be doing to fighting tonight is fighting to keep my sobriety while I'm out partying with Erik.
You guys go and celebrate. Erik Paulson, everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. And I'd say the celebration will go into the wee hours of the morning in the west end of Dallas there, as you see the always entertaining Josh Barnett with Erik Paulson.
And give Paulson credit. We see Randy Couture at 44. He was UFC heavyweight champ before he walked. And here you have Erik Paulson coming back at 41, doing a great job, training hard, as Josh Barnett, one of the leading heavyweight contenders in mixed martial arts, to help train him. Fabulous performance, and you got to give him all the credit in the world. He's dangerous with submissions. He knows what to do.
Well, he's written books on it. He's taught about it. He has trained champions, and he came back, and the great thing about it, he enjoyed himself. He had a lot of fun with it. He was dead on serious, and he shows it tonight. What a great way to start Hdnet Fights here, and we're glad that you could be with us for the world premiere. So, from the American Airlines Center, for Jeff Blatnick and Ron Kruk, I'm Kenny Rice. Thanks for watching, everyone.